Bonjour.
Hola.
Hello. Wagwan.
Namaskar.
Hello and good morning. My name is Will Carrick. I'm based in London.
Je suis Sonia Berchley, Customer Success Manager chez Smartsheet Brantford à Londres. Comment allez-vous?
Mi nombre es Isabella, yo vivo aquí en Londres.
मेरा नाम शिफाली है और मैं लंदन में रहती हूँ.
My name is Alex and I'm based in London.
Guten Morgen. Mein Name ist Jack und ich bin in London basiert.
Me llamo Donina, vivo aquí en Londres y bienvenido a Engage.
Jag heter Miriam, jag jobbar här på Smartsheet i London. Hoppas du har det bra. Välkommen till Engage. Engage Conference में आपका बहुत स्वागत है.
Herzlich willkommen zu unserer Engage-Konferenz.
Bienvenidos a Engage.
Je vous souhaite la bienvenue à Engage.
Welcome to Engage.
Please welcome Smartsheet President and CEO, Mark Mader.
Good morning. What a way to kick things off. Thank you to everyone who contributed to that greeting. And thank you for being here with us for our inaugural London Engage. Looking around the room, we have hundreds of customers, partners, and team members from across 4 continents. And I get inspired by your passion and interest to lean into conversation and connections with those fellow Smartsheeters that will enable us all to advance our journey to drive meaningful change in our organizations. Hosting EMEA in Engage, or other way around, Engage in EMEA, I think. Thank you, time zone change. I want to take a minute to both acknowledge and celebrate you. And since our opening the office here 6 years ago, the customer base has quadrupled. And our partner ecosystem has grown really meaningfully. Congratulations to 2 of our partners here, Asienta and Invoca. They both recently received Platinum Partner status for the incredible value they're delivering. Thank you. And we also should acknowledge our partner sponsors, AMX, Invoca, and Nanga Systems, each committed to providing our community the best possible Smartsheet experience. So at Engage in Seattle last fall, I spoke about this moment in time as an inflection point. And it's touching all of us, every industry, every profession, and it is absolutely influencing our paths forward. From the integration and impact of AI to how and where individuals and teams are working, shifts are happening at a rate that at times can feel exciting and empowering, and at times a bit confusing and even daunting. So I want to talk for a minute about the opportunity for each of us within this moment and the new Smartsheet capabilities that help you both optimize and realize your own and your team's full potential. So when you think about your Smartsheet experience today, the platform holds and drives a diverse set of information for you. We organize and interact with that information in 3 ways. The work dimension, your programs, projects, automations that live in your sheets, your dashboards, your reports, your dynamic views, your forms. There's the people dimension, the skills, the assignments, the allocations, and over-allocations, giving you visibility to how team members are engaged. Are there enough people on our project? Are they the right skilled people for the job? Do they have the bandwidth in their day to do the job successfully? And lastly, the content dimension, the ever-important artifacts that are fundamental to execution and maintaining our brand identity. The documents, the PDFs, the images, the videos. Can you find them in the context of your work? Can you distribute them for review? Can you make sense of the feedback that you've received? And as importantly, can others? Each of those is a critical question. And all of this that I just talked about will be enhanced through the application of generative AI. The highest performing companies out there are applying these capabilities to solving highly valuable use cases. And after years of researching where our customers have realized significant value from their investments, we've identified 6 primary use cases where many of you actually started your journey. Enterprise Project Management Office, Business Project Management Office, Services Delivery, Creative Operations, Marketing Management, and IT Portfolio Management. And we are using these insights to invest further in our products to make them relevant and valuable to you by unifying these product dimensions and by removing friction through better design and self-directed experiences. And has been the case for the last 2 decades. Everything we build is done in a way that also enables you to configure and apply Smartsheet to hundreds of other use cases in your organizations. The result of all this, less setup, more try before you buy, and tighter integration between these areas so you can realize a faster time to value. So let's talk about the dimension of work. When Smartsheet launched nearly 2 decades ago, we were grounded in delivering a way for teams and organizations to more quickly and collaboratively capture and track and update information to manage programs and initiatives at scale. And over the years, it became very clear that work would extend far beyond tracking a shareable list with its associated documents and conversations. And it would reach into automation, it would extend into dashboards, it would extend into capturing information through forms. And this was fundamental, this extension was so fundamental to being able to solve for higher value use cases and identify areas of investment beyond work and into people and into content management. And while this unification of the 3-dimension marks an important inflection point, applying Gen AI into Smartsheet might represent an even greater one. And I often describe AI as moving out of this concept car phase in the ready-to-be-driven phase. And as you're going to see today in a second, many of our new experiences represent a reimagination of how Smartsheet can power your organization with easier-to-use, modernized interfaces, category-leading scale, enterprise scale, and responsibly applied AI. That's a very important distinction. So I often talk to people about this being the year of convergence. And it's really an invitation to think differently about how Smartsheet enables you to connect and capitalize on information in a massively accelerated way. It's an opportunity to dive deeper and get insights from information, and then use those insights to reclaim time. Time being that uber scarce, valuable commodity. And we do that by dramatically driving down the cost of configuration, by driving down the cost of inquiry, enabling you to build and refine solutions, and then ask questions faster than you've ever asked them before. What is the opportunity cost of not acting now? What would you do with 10 or 15% more time? Would you pocket the gain? Or would you take half of it and apply it into new initiatives? And in these questions, there's an opportunity to derive more yield and performance from our existing teams. And speaking of teams, people, the lifeblood of our organizations, we need to figure out how to build the best team, figure out how we assign team members to specific work. When I think about needing visibility into what resources are available, we need an understanding of what else they're working on, and also the status of the other projects that are in flight. It's taking a holistic view across individuals assigned to projects in order to balance the workloads and the availability. And it was a pretty big moment last quarter. We released a fully integrated resource planning view that can help make program and project management easier. Everyone loves talking about it, but it has been elusive for many people for many years. It's called Resource and Workload Management, and it can help you build that dream team you need to allocate resources to projects that exist today and the ones that are on the horizon. What's also different is that this core feature set is available to every single business and enterprise plan customer we have today for no additional charge, and there's no administrative setup to actually capitalize on it. Available and quick access. But is it possible to even extract more value? And I think this is where that 3rd dimension of work comes in, the content. I think there's this belief out there right now that for us to drive the highest quality project outcome, we have to be working in person. And this idea that we have to be shoulder to shoulder, face to face, on Zoom calls, on team calls, for our work input to be valuable. That is this perception. And today I'd actually like to suggest a counterpoint. And some of you may think it's even a bold statement based on what many pundits are saying. I'd like to say that teams that engage around content less in real time and more asynchronously are going to be more productive and realize better value faster. Said differently, I think we need to get to a point where we're enrolling and sharing feedback with one another in a higher fidelity, more contextually relevant way, and then reserve that in-person time for the moments that actually truly warrant them. Now, you need to decide within your organizations what that threshold is, but treat those moments as scarce and valuable time. Later this summer, we're going to be releasing a set of experiences enabling teams to share and review content asynchronously, representing a significant step up from the proofing capability that exists in the product today. So what does working asynchronously or async mean? It means that people can share and review and provide feedback at a time that works for them as opposed to a time that works for everyone. And we've all felt it. Coordinating group meetings at the first available time that works for everyone across multiple time zones, it can result in serious delays, sometimes days, sometimes even weeks. And when I think about what waiting, the impact of waiting to organizations, it's like the ultimate momentum killer. It stifles innovation. And so you're sitting here going, well, async, review, commenting, that's kind of not new, but it's really been relegated to doc commenting. That's received the majority of the innovation. But there's so much more to content than docs. Think about all the presentations you work with, the PDFs, the videos, the images. Feedback on those has largely been relegated to send me that email of feedback. Let's hop on Teams, let's hop on Slack. And I would argue that super well organized, in-context, collaborative review is new. And when async work is done well, you can actually get better clarity into the work going on, more insight into people's roles, the deadlines, and create an environment where more people can contribute and provide feedback. So where does all of this take us? I look at this year of convergence and the opportunities ahead with actually quite a bit of optimism for what we're capable of impacting through technology. We've never had so many well-designed tools to help you deliver results and outcomes. So in a minute, you'll hear from our VP of Product Management, Miya McClain. Miya is going to share insights from Smartsheet customers who've leveraged these capabilities to transform their project management processes, improve collaboration, and enable more impact. And then Ben, our Senior Vice President of Product Experiences, will reveal some of the latest tools to help you achieve those goals. The conversations we have here are critical to influencing how we develop our product and strengthen our partnership with you. Together, we are creating an enterprise-grade platform that is going to help you change the way your organization works. I am really proud to be on this journey with you. And I want to thank you for joining us here for our first London Engage. So let's make this valuable and scarce time maximally valuable to each of us. And I thank you for taking the time to join us. Appreciate it.
Please welcome Vice President, Product Management, Miya McClain.
Hi, I am honored to be here with you today. Let's dive into how our customers are leveraging some of the capabilities Mark talked about to transform their businesses. Our customers are doing some amazing things, from accelerating the launch of new fast food products and locations, to optimizing video game development, to designing and delivering aerospace services and solutions on a worldwide scale. Customers are truly the fuel for Smartsheet's innovation, and their stories are what make our offering even better. So now, I get to do something I absolutely love to do. Talk to one of our wonderful customers doing what you do every day. The International Olympic Committee has been a customer of Smartsheet for about 4 years. With the 2024 Summer Olympics just a few months away, we thought it would be great to connect with the IOC to hear how they are using Smartsheet to achieve their major initiatives and organize one of the world's most significant live events. To give us some insight, I'd like to invite Gregor and Martin with the IOC to join me on stage. Gregor? Hi. Hi, thank you for being here with us today to share your personal Smartsheet journey, especially during what I can imagine is a really busy time for the IOC.
Yes, there is a lot of excitement around the upcoming Olympic Games, and I'm very happy to be here with you.
For today, I wanted to talk with you about some of the broader initiatives you work on. But first, can you tell me about your role?
Sure, happy to. There are 18 different departments at the IOC, and I manage the portfolio and the PMO in the strategic development department. I'm responsible for the IOC project management ecosystem and the governance around it. We accompany departments and project managers from the ideation to the conclusion of all projects within the portfolio. My role is to oversee how we onboard those projects and execute them. We also ensure the alignment with the IOC priorities.
Onboarding and executing projects from ideation to conclusion is a really big job with a lot of moving parts. We know you rely on Smartsheet to connect a lot of those dots, but can you share how your teams are using Smartsheet more specifically to help support your initiatives?
Sure. Smartsheet helps us streamline workflows and increase our capacity to connect across the portfolio. In fact, Smartsheet has become our single source of truth, and it helps us to improve project visibility and enable deeper collaboration between our teams. Smartsheet is also being used extensively to collaborate on projects with external suppliers and partners, and help us bring together those teams around the project plans. We are now onboarding and training those partners and suppliers so that we can collaborate with us more effectively into a one-stop shop.
I get to work on these features every day, and we're always looking for ways to improve them. So it's really good to see how you're actually using them. I also love how Smartsheet is helping you collaborate with your external teams. It's actually a really important Smartsheet differentiator, and it seems like training is such a great way to scale it.
It really is. We are always looking for continuous improvement and how to integrate more and connect more projects into our portfolio. Internally, we call the solution Smart PM Hub. And we integrate it in a plug-and-play manner with many other tools and functions of other platforms too, such as Power BI, to name one. This really helps us how quickly we are able to scale the solution.
Smart PM Hub, that's such great branding. So in addition to some of the benefits you already shared about better collaboration, training, and being able to easily integrate with other tools and platforms, are there other ways your use of Smartsheet has evolved over time?
We first looked into Smartsheet to further professionalize the way we would manage projects in the portfolio at the IOC. We are integrating Smartsheet across all our departments and units now. The flexibility of the solution matches up quite well with our overall objectives, and of each department, in fact. Basically, since implementing Smartsheet, we have been able to transform the project management process at the IOC. Previously, we were facing challenges like project management inconsistency with the methodology or lack of portfolio visibility. Overall, we had a dissatisfaction across the tools that we were using. With Smartsheet, we are able to address those challenges, and we are able to provide a centralized platform that promotes visibility and consistency across the methodology used by the teams. It's really positive. We have created more efficiencies, and at the same time, deeper collaboration and communication. It really is positive, and the record of satisfaction among the team is really high.
That's so great. There's just so much to talk about, and I know we only scratched the surface of the ways your teams are using Smartsheet. So just one more thing before I let you go. You've shared that you work alongside teams to support IOC priorities. I was wondering if there's anything you could share about the upcoming games and how these priorities will show up.
Yes, absolutely. One of the priorities of the department I work with is to support the gender equality. At the 1924 Olympic Games in Paris, there was only 2% of athletes who were women. This summer in Paris, there will be the same amount of women and men competing at the Olympic Games. 5,250 women and 5,250 men, which makes it the biggest gender equal sport event ever.
That is amazing to hear. 50-50 equal women and men athletes. Yeah. We at Smartsheet value diversity as well, and for me personally, it's a really important thing. That's actually about the same mix we have here in our Engage audience. So big kudos to the Olympic Games for achieving this important milestone. I can't wait to watch the upcoming Summer Olympics, knowing that the IOC is a Smartsheet customer. And thank you for being such a great advocate.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here with you. I would like to thank also the team I work with at the IOC and every colleague across the house. It's really a team effort.
Absolutely, it is definitely a team effort. I want to let everyone know that you can hear more from Gregoire during the Invoca roundtable session later today. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Maya.
There are so many great customer stories I'd love to share with you if we had more time. But let's hear from one more quickly before we dive into the innovation updates. It is one of my favorite transformation stories. You may know the brand for its aspirin and Alka-Seltzer products, but Bayer Crop Sciences is one of the world's largest agricultural companies. It has facilitated sustainable agriculture for over 150 years, and they serve hundreds of thousands of farmers. Their vision of health for all, hunger for none, contributes to a world of prevention, cure, and sustainable growth. Take a peek at how Bayer is using Smartsheet as a platform for strategic change and to bring their vision to life. Let's roll the video.
Bayer's mission is one that I'm thoroughly passionate about. Health for all, hunger for none. My name is Yvonne Zamora. I am Head of Supply Chain Excellence for North America.
I'm Jeff Manning, and I am the Project Portfolio Management Lead in Bayer Crop Science. One of the business problems we wanted to solve was how do we get everyone moving towards common tools, common solutions? Smartsheet was the clear winner for collaborative work management, project portfolio management. Just having a place where we can break down silos is a huge cultural change for us.
Smartsheet is really enabling collaboration across the different teams in supply chain excellence. It makes it very easy for them to work together and for me to see the consolidated information.
If you think about Smartsheet as if it were a spreadsheet, you're missing the majority of the value. Smartsheet is a collaborative work management platform where people can create whatever solution they need to. In my current role, I want to enable teams to do their jobs better. I want project teams to be able to achieve their objectives without having to worry about their project management solution, to be able to use the tools that we've given them and the templates to execute change management within the organization.
We all have access to the last version of the information at the same time. And that is not only a time savings, but it really enables us to make the best decision with the information that we have available.
What a great use of Smartsheet. They are really optimizing the latest tools and innovations available to them. I'm now going to introduce Ben Canning, who leads our product innovation team. I personally have the privilege of working with him every day to bring our products to life. He is driving our team's vision for how you will use Smartsheet in the future. Ben, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Maya. Those were two really fantastic stories of how Smartsheet capabilities are making a difference at some of our largest customers. So hey everybody, I'm Ben. I run the product experience team here at Smartsheet, where we are building Smartsheet for a global audience. While our headquarters is based in the US, we are a global company We have more than 100,000 customers in 190 countries and more than 15,000 customers in Europe alone. Organizations like Lego, the NHS, McClain, Delivery Hero, just to name a few. These are big companies doing big things. More than 1 million users in the EMEA region, managing nearly 400 million tasks and triggering over 4.4 million workflows a year in EMEA alone. I'm going to talk to you about a lot of exciting things today, from new AI capabilities that are available now to features that are just around the corner. And everything I'm going to show you today will work in our EMEA data centers, which have 100% parity with our US data center. So if data residency is a concern, you can keep your data close in whatever environment you choose. So let's start by talking about how we're leveraging the power of AI to help you make an even bigger impact. Now, anytime I talk about AI, trust is always top of mind. We are committed to delivering AI in a trustworthy and transparent manner. Most crucially, nothing you do in Smartsheet with AI will be used to train any public models ever. If you want to learn more or dig deeper, you can visit smartsheet.com/AI, where we'll show you exactly how it works. Mark already talked about how AI will drive efficiency in your organization. Let's talk about how we're making that real. Earlier this year, we launched the first of a new wave of Gen AI tools, and since then, over 10,000 organizations have used them to streamline how they create content, generate formulas, and do text analysis. We've heard from our customers that you are already seeing the value of integrating AI in your work. At Expedia, for example, the tools are changing the experience of adding formulas from a struggle to something that has, quote, never been easier. And at Vertiv, users are finding the experience with the formula feature is freaking awesome. I love that one. And these are just a few of the thousands of customers of Smartsheet who are tapping the power of AI to accomplish tasks faster and more efficiently than before. And this is what I love about these tools. They are all about making complex things really easy. Let me show you how they do that. Let's start by looking at the profit formula. By integrating AI directly to sheet data, I can simply ask it to calculate profit, and Smartsheet will write a formula referencing my columns and explain how it works. This is a huge time saver for me and up-levels my team so that they can calculate their own KPIs. Now let's do the same thing for text on my sheet. Look at how quickly I can summarize the data. What about creating ad copy in bulk? I can ask the AI to write an ad using my data in my columns with an aspirational tone. Imagine the possibilities that come with this. It can translate, summarize, even analyze sentiment. We can't wait to see what you're going to do with it. And we're not stopping there. Let's talk about all the data in your sheets, right? Billions of pieces of information across millions of projects and processes. Why do you collect all that data in the first place? It's about analysis, right? Getting to insights to understand what's on track, what's off track, and identifying any potential bottlenecks. You need to analyze the information you collect to make really important decisions. And one of the easiest ways to analyze data is by putting it in a chart. But we know that not everyone is a chart-building wizard. So we have a new analyze data capability, and it will transform your data analysis experience. The Analyze Data tool empowers anyone to ask questions about their data in Smartsheet and receive quick, actionable answers along with dynamic charts that the tool will create for you. So let me show you how it works. Let's imagine that you're the facilities manager at a global company and you're having an important meeting with your boss. So you've got your sheet open for prioritization and she asks you for the status on all the May issues. Oh man, you didn't prep for that one. So panic sets in and you're about to tell her that, oh, I'm going to have to follow up later. But wait, you actually have all the data you need in your sheet. AI can build you a chart right now. You just have to ask. So this on-demand chart is just what your boss needed. And guess what? You can even visualize it differently to provide even more insights and refine your query to drill deeper into open work by location. So it looks here like there's a bunch of issues at City Center. And your boss wants to know, well, how much is that additional work going to cost the company? So you ask, hey, what's the bill amount for City Center? And boom, your boss is floored. And before you can continue, she wants to know, okay, validate the accuracy of that for me. Well, we'll tell you exactly how we arrived at that calculation, and you can confirm that we interpreted your prompt correctly and that the number is accurate. So you both agree that you can trust this number and take action to mitigate the risk. So that is a productive meeting. Not only did you uncover risks with the ad hoc insights, but you also identified new metrics to track later. Collaborative insights have never been easier. We see this as the future of charting and analyzing data in Smartsheet, a fantastic way to democratize how customers visualize, analyze, and share data. This is all available to you now. And in the future, you'll also be able to save any of these AI-generated metrics or charts to a dashboard so all of your stakeholders can have real-time visibility. Now, speaking of dashboards, let's talk about how we can make them more visually impactful for you as well. This is super important because this is the face of your project and you want it to beautifully reflect your brand. We talked earlier about how you may not be a chart building wizard. Well, you may not be a dashboard UX designer either, but with Smartsheet, you don't have to be because we've made this really easy for you too. We've tapped our in-house design experts and UX design team to do the work for you. We've made themes available so that with one click, you can apply the formatting of your choice. So here we've applied the Starry Night theme, which is one of our most popular one. I love how this looks on the eyes. It takes it from good to awesome. With our new super wide canvas, your dashboard looks great on a big screen as well. There are a lot of other themes I can show you, and soon you'll be able to create your own themes and use custom colors that match your brand. So if you want to drive consistency across your entire organization, you'll be able to do that too. Now, we've talked a lot about UX improvements. I want to shift gears for a minute and talk about how we're enabling you to build and manage work at enterprise scale to solve really, really big problems. To do that, I'm going to ask Kaz Brett, who heads up our product team here in the UK, to come and talk about investments we've made in Control Center and some of the new ways we're helping you manage the work your team is doing. So Kaz, over to you.
Hi, thanks, Ben. We work with all our global teams to support the growth and scale of our platform and develop critical platform capabilities, such as Control Center. Control Center helps you move from ad hoc project management to managing an entire portfolio of projects. You've deployed over 1 million portfolios, and we want to make sure you can consistently manage your project portfolios at unmatched levels of scale. Over the past year, we've increased your ability to manage a large amount of projects from 1,000 projects to 5,000. And today I'm excited to share that you can now manage up to 20,000 active projects in a portfolio. So why is this important? Well, while you focus on growing your business and doing amazing things, we're busy making sure you have the tools you need when you need them to support your growth. Imagine you run a consultancy for professional services. You started out using Smartsheet when you had 5 consultants, and that worked great. But your business has grown, and now you have 50 consultants. Can Smartsheet provide the visibility that you need into budgets, resource allocation, and maintaining consistency for a large volume of projects? Well, yes, we can. As you expand, Smartsheet is ready to grow with you to support your business. In Control Center, we've fine-tuned performance improvements across the board. Project creation, archiving, and UI responsiveness have been optimized to provide a more robust experience for managing a very large project portfolio. We've also made it easy to drive consistency in reporting with blueprints that automatically replicate project assets, common metrics, and workflows. Our customers are leveraging these capabilities to help manage large-scale hardware deployments, software rollouts, and change management within their organization, as we heard from Bayer in the video earlier. Another customer was having big trouble managing their everyday project work. The Gloucester NHS Trust oversaw nearly 70 projects, an enormous scale challenge. Smartsheet's Control Center provided a single project blueprint which simplified the team's tasks and made it easier to capture, prioritize, allocate, and report work. This gave their executives better visibility on projects and plenty of time back. Tasks that used to take hours before now only take minutes. It's helped ensure the team is only working on projects that add value. Those are just a few examples of large organizations using Smartsheet to solve problems and scale their business. But whether you're managing a few projects or 20,000 projects, there's one shared element absolutely critical to getting the job done: the people. We've already heard from Mark how important people are to the success of any organization. So let's chat a bit more about how you can use resource management by Smartsheet to optimize your teams for success. Resource management by Smartsheet is a tool that helps ensure you have the right people on the right projects at the right time to avoid bottlenecks and make sure everything runs smoothly. But what if you're not using resource management by Smartsheet at the moment? Well, don't worry. You can still benefit from our native people management tools. We've integrated resource workload tracking into business and enterprise plans and made it easy for anyone to manage their team's workload directly in their project sheets. When you're trying to figure out who's available to take on more work and who's already swamped, it can feel like you're navigating an endless maze of emails, meetings, and outdated spreadsheets. This is where our workload tracking features really come into their own. With your workload being captured in projects, you can predict individual capacity and use this to proactively spot conflicts with other projects. And it helps ensure your team isn't being stretched too thin. We know our customers like Syngenta are really benefiting from these features. They're using the workload schedule and heat map panel to see when their teams are free to pick up new work or what projects they might be working on right now. And it allows them to adjust things on the fly, which really improves their efficiency and collaboration. So we're really excited about that. And I want to show you something else that will help you with resource management efficiency. Resource management comes with several reports built right in, giving you insight into time, budget, and utilization. But often you want to use that data in other ways, like combining it with invoicing information to calculate realized profits. Or do custom pivots to see which projects are consuming most of your resources and share these insights through your management dashboards. And our advanced report option lets you choose the data you want pushed into your solutions and set how often you want it to update. In the target report, you'll see multiple levels of custom grouping and even roll-up summaries. You can switch over to the raw data in the sheet and do neat calculations like profit margin, comparing actual time against what you've billed your clients. And since you have all that meaty and important data here, it'll automatically create a Smartsheet dashboard to visualize it with custom charts and graphs. This dashboard shows us overall utilization trends and a breakdown of total workload demand by project. So these are some of the capabilities available right now or very soon, and we're working hard to help you manage all of your projects at scale, as well as your organization's time and workload. It's been delightful sharing these updates with you, and I'm going to hand you back to Ben now. Please do come find me here at Engage. I'll be very happy to have a chat with you. Over to you, Ben.
Thank you, Kaz. So Kaz talked about people working on big projects and managing those projects at scale. So big projects require big picture visibility to make sure everything's on track. And I want to share 2 new views we are delivering to help you do just that: timeline view and board view. Views are where you spend the majority of your time in Smartsheet, and we want to make sure they're as powerful and helpful as possible. Timeline view is a great way to manage date-based work and quickly see work laid out. It helps you organize your data into visual groups based on things like assignee or phase. You can also now see any milestone or key date at a glance quickly and easily. We know that projects are increasingly being done using Agile or Kanban methodologies, so you are going to really like what we're doing with board view. Want to quickly visualize tasks on a board and move them across lanes? No problem. Inspired by our existing card view and reimagined for modern work, board view is a truly delightful and intuitive way for you to track projects and tasks. With both of these views, we're bringing you new ways to manage and analyze your work that are modern, accessible, and super fast. Let me show you how they work. So let's imagine you're a project manager overseeing a new store design and build out. You've got lots of details to manage, and it can be tricky to stay on top of everything, understand which activities are coming up next, and whether your project is on track. So that's where Timeline View comes in. With Timeline View, you can visualize key milestones and work streams. Need to zoom in for details? No problem. Want to zoom out for the big picture? Easy. Milestones are right at the top, so you can easily see key dates. And by customizing the way data is grouped, we can quickly visualize phases of the project and even focus on items within those phases that are at risk. Now, we've been looking at the big picture of this project. Let's switch to board view to visualize the project tasks and manage them through stages. In board view, you can scroll each lane independently, expand and collapse lanes to focus on information you need. If content is part of your workflow, images are front and center. It's a beautiful experience. You can change groupings to visualize information in the way that makes the most sense for you. This project is sorted by assigned to, so you can see how the work is distributed across the team. But if we switch to status, we can quickly identify any blockers. You can drag cards between lanes to change their status, progress, or assignment. And we're also making it fast and easy to insert lanes and cards. And did you forget about hitting the save button? Don't worry, because there isn't one. Your changes are auto-saved in all the new views, and everyone's changes are instantly visible. Timeline View is available for you to use today. And by the end of the quarter, we'll be launching the new board view as well. All right, so those are just some of the product updates that we have. And there's a lot more that I would love to show you if I had more time. Mark made some bold statements up front, in particular about the importance of asynchronous collaboration and how Smartsheet can help distributed teams become more effective. We've got a lot of things to show you in that area, so I encourage you to head to the Experience Hub to learn more about reviews and collaboration in Smartsheet. There's some cool demos there. You should check them out. To dive deeper into some of the product capabilities we're working on, I also encourage you to join our early adopter program. You can do that from this big QR code right here. As part of this program, you'll have the opportunity to try out new features before they're generally available. And not only do you get a sneak peek, but you also have a chance to provide valuable input that helps us shape the roadmap. There are also a number of sessions that I want to highlight that relate to what I talked about today. The product vision session is later this afternoon. We have deep dives on resource management, project management at scale, dashboard design, and AI all coming up tomorrow. And of course, be sure to connect with our product team in the Experience Hub. They're ready to give you a bunch of hands-on demos, answer any of your questions. So with that, I think it's a wrap. I hope you are as excited as I am about what you're able to do with Smartsheet and some of the things we've shown you today. It's only the beginning of what we're doing to help you unlock your potential. So I look forward to talking to all of you at the conference, and thanks again for joining us here in London.